So a bird view of life can be extremely helpful. Anytime you find yourself stuck in a situation, try to imagine your life from above. Try to imagine the problem from above. Try to imagine your vision, your goals from above. Try to see all different dimensions. It will give you a completely different perspective. It's like a maze. If you ever see the maze and we are running inside the maze back and forth, right? We don't know how to get out. But if you ever see it from above, you can see all the entry and exit points in the maze. So by disconnecting, by separating ourselves, by stepping back or stepping to the side, using our imagination and seeing ourselves from above, things start changing. We humans, with our set of eyes, right, I can see forward, right? If I turn to the right, I can look to the right. If I turn to the left, I can look there, right? In order to look back, I will have to literally turn, right? I cannot see 360 degrees, right? I cannot have the entire view of what's around me, right? And that's what happens when we get stuck in situations. Since we cannot see everything around, we think that it's a dead end. It's the end of the road, right? And these things have happened to me and I was stuck. I mean, I was always a curious student from the beginning and always tried things. And, you know, I'll get stuck in places, but there's sometimes, you know, there are moments in your life which becomes your defining moments. And I had a couple of those. And one of them I remember is when I was going through my mid-20, you know, crisis. It was crazy. I was stuck. After graduating, the first couple of years, I had to struggle, you know, and then my career took off, and then a few years later, there was abrupt pause, and I could not see forward. Like I was making good six-figure, I had a nice position, I had everything, and there was an economic collapse, and I just did not want to listen to the market. Normally, when we listen to the lectures, video, and things like that, right, we are consistently told that we can go through the hurdles, we can cut the mountain, we can build our own ways. So, you know, in my early career, in my mid-20s and things, I was the same mentality. I just did not want to back off. I wanted to go through the mountain instead of trying to find alternative ways. I just wanted to get through that. So what happens in that situation is when we keep on pushing through and we can't see around, it starts, like when things don't happen the way we want, it starts affecting our self-esteem. It starts affecting our self-confidence. So it had started affecting my self-confidence, my self-esteem. And despite having all the achievements before, I got stuck at that one failure that was only temporary, but I couldn't see. I was just stuck. Until I got a hold of this bird's view, the top view of the situation. So I was able to back off and then see the entire pictures. And slowly, you know, I basically backed off. I was looking for the same six-figure job. I couldn't find it. And then I had to start over. So I took that dimension. So it was like, because you have to go around sometimes. And then we are trying to take an exit, the ramps are normally at a much lower speed than when we are on the highway. So the same thing, and I wasn't able to get that concept in the beginning. I was like, I have to go through it. But using the bird's view, I was able to get my self-esteem back. I was able to get my self-confidence back. I was able to see the entire picture. All I had to do is step back and then move, go around, and then find the alternative way. But I couldn't see that because of all the pressure, all the things, and since we can only see in the front. So once I got a hold of this bird's view, I was the top view of my life. I was able to see all the achievements from the beginning till now. And trust me, I'm an engineer, like as my graduate degree, but I'm quite imaginative. But when you get stuck in the situation, when we are stuck in the situation emotionally, we are so in so much pain that sometimes we go blind, and we can notice that when we give other people advice, we are much more clearer because we can see the entire picture versus when we are doing things ourselves, because we get stuck and then the emotions are there. So moving back And using the bird's view, the top view to our advantage, it literally changes the entire perspective. My entire perspective changed. I was able to go back and see all the achievements that I've done so far, and I was able to cut that small failure out of my life, right? Then that thing helped me later on in 2019 when the recession was about to come, and I wanted to write and speak and wanted to help people out because I had been through this pain process before, so I wanted to really get out and help. The company that I was working for, we built that company. I was the co-founder of the company, and at the end of the session, like once I disclosed that I want to do this, there was a lot of chaos, and I had to make my decision. I wasn't financially well. I had invested a lot of money in the past decade on myself, on my growth, on my self-improvement and studying. But then I was able to see this time my entire life, my achievements. So it didn't scare me. I just stepped back, cut my expenses, changed my income. Yeah, the income was less a little bit, so I did cut the expense, and I went around just like we take a ramp. From one highway, we reduce our speed, we take the ramp, then we get to the next highway, and then we start speeding up again. So a bird view of life can be extremely helpful. Anytime you find yourself stuck in a situation, try to imagine your life from above. Try to imagine the problem from above. Try to imagine your vision, your goals from above. Try to see all different dimensions. It will give you a completely different perspective. It's like a maze. If you ever see the maze and we are running inside the maze back and forth, right? We don't know how to get out. But if you ever see it from above, you can see all the entry and exit points in the maze. So by disconnecting, by separating ourselves, by stepping back or stepping to the side, using our imagination and seeing ourselves from above, things start changing.